Morning, good morning, good morning. I hope everybody is having a wonderful Thursday. Happy Friday Eve. You all know that we had to change our schedule because of my schedule this week. So there's a poll at the top, and I know several of us are sellers and buyers or just buyers. Do me a favor, please, and answer the question on the poll. I would appreciate it. How is everybody doing this morning? Good morning. Good morning. Hey, Tia. Good morning. I'm trying to get my iPad up and working. Having some challenges this morning, but hey, Dr. Ree, how are you? Good morning. Good morning. How is everybody? You all jump in the poll. Let me know if you can hear and see me okay. Um, we are kind of doing our thing this morning. I have some notes this morning, actually, too. So we'll see. Hey, Island Barbie, what's happening, my friend? You all jump in the chat. Jump in the poll. Make sure you jump in the poll. Would love to know your feedback on that. Let me see if I can lower you all just a little bit. There we go. Okay. My face was in the chat. Um, you all I am doing well. I'm doing well. I can't complain. The only complaint I have is I just need about 24 hours of sleep. That would help me greatly. I'm kind of exhausted, which is one of the things that I want to talk about today, actually. So we'll give it a little bit and let everybody join in. I'm finally back on the bike. The last couple of weeks, I've either been here at home on the couch or away and just kind of chiming in. So I'm back on the bike this morning. I can tell that I haven't really been letting the blood flow well. So anyway, how is everybody doing? How is everybody doing? Good morning, Emily. Welcome in. You all jump in the poll when you have a chance. Jump in the poll when you have a chance. The first topic that I have for today, and I tried to spend some time kind of thinking about things that I really wanted to hone in on today. Good morning, Gigi. Wanted to hone in on today. And you all drop anything that you want to talk about in the chat. We will definitely do that. But one of the things that has really hit me the past couple of weeks, and we've chimed in on it, but we haven't really talked about it a lot, is finding balance. Finding balance. Put a one in the chat if you're a seller. Put a one in the chat if you sell full time. Put a two in the chat if you sell part time, please. Would love to just have an idea of where we are. We've got a two. We've got a two. Okay, so part time is the way to go. If there's some strategies that you use in particular to just find balance, trying to feel like you're not burning the candle at both ends. And I promise you, I bet we all are. But and thank you so much for the follow. If you found a way to just kind of compartmentalize well, drop in the chat what some of those things may be. What are some of the ways, the strategies that you found to create a balance? Anybody want to give an input on that? Hello, Edna's Edit. Good morning, friend. Anybody want to talk about that? Um, Dr. Reese said, I'm here just listening for now, getting the girls ready for daycare. Okay, gotcha. Absolutely. One of the things that I can say is I have learned that I have to pick and choose. And Gigi said, set a boundary when logging in. I love that. Is that a time boundary? You say that you're only going to be on for a certain time and you stick with that? Okay, good, very good. And Gigi, what do you sell? Let us know what you sell. I sell mostly jewelry. Um, I have a mix of categories, but jewelry is my main focus. Sometimes I will do vintage and contemporary women's clothing. And I also do retro games and um, vintage home decor. Very little vintage home decor, although that's how I started out. But I realized very quickly that I don't like packing all that stuff. Bags, jewelry, and women's clothing, cool. Absolutely. And then let's talk about this. When we're talking about just being sellers, not just, when we're talking about being sellers on the app, it's not just about coming on live. How much time, thank you so much for the follow. How much time are we preparing for our shows? How much time are we spending in our shows? Just like Gigi said, how much time does it take us to pack? And I will tell you that's one of the most time consuming things for me. How much time are we sourcing? You all, sourcing is my weakest link. It's my weakest link. It's one of the things that I feel that I really don't have a lot of control over. Good morning, everybody. Welcome in, Amanda. Welcome in, Prob 79. Hello, hello. Jump in the chat. I mean, not the chat. Oh, Lord have mercy. Jump in the poll, if you will, if you're a seller on the app. Would love to know. So please, y'all, let me know. Let me know what's going on. So today we really want to talk about finding balance. We also want to continue our conversation, and I have my notes today, okay? But whatever we want to talk about, we can venture into those conversations because this is not about me. It's about all of us trying to make each other better and learn from each other. Michelle, hello, Michelle. Agree so much about sourcing. It's where I have the hardest time. Michelle, what do you sell, honey? What do you sell? Sourcing has become, and I've only been selling for right at a year, just a little over a year now. And sourcing has become harder and harder and harder. And sourcing at the right price point so you can bring great items to your customer base. Um, Michelle started in beauty and now I make beaded pins. Ooh, nice, nice. So you are also spending time working as a handmade creative as well. Am I reading that correctly with the beaded pins? Making the beaded pins? Um, One of the things about when I think about sourcing, I think about how we used to be able to go into an antique mall. Right, that takes a lot of time to make. I'm sure it does. So I'm sure that adds a different segment, a different variable to your equation. Okay. That's very interesting. I would find that I would think that that would be even more difficult to find the balance when it comes to time and all of the other things that comes with being a seller on this app or any platform, quite honestly. Um, it used to be what I have noticed just over this very short time, even I can't even say just over this short time because when I was a seller, I was still going to, I was a collector. I loved vintage decor because it made me so nostalgic for my childhood. My parents are deceased, and I would see things that I was used to seeing in my mom and dad's house or an aunt's house or my grandmother's house. And it just gave me such the feel of comfort, if that makes sense. So if I had a hard day at work, I would leave and go to the antique mall and just like woosah. That was just my escape, right? But what I've noticed over the past few years as I've done that is that prices have skyrocketed. And whether you're at a thrift store, whether you're at now church sales, where you can find them, typically you can get some good deals with that. But if you have a church thrift store, prices are very high now. Um, Online auctions, you just never know what you're going to get, in my opinion. So sourcing has really become um, kind of a challenge in and of itself. It's its own bear to manage, if you will. It's its own bear to manage. So that's one of the things that I've got to find a way to improve my strategy for sourcing. The other thing that I have to do, and I have to limit my time. Hey, what Liz likes? Hello, friend. How are you? The other thing I have to do is I have to learn how to, even though I'm looking for great items and I want to bring my audience great items, I have to look for I have to know what I'm looking for. So I have something in mind, something like not necessarily a curated show where I'm listing everything, but definitely want to have a theme to that show. So I'm sourcing with intent. And I think I've been doing that the past few weeks. That's helped me really shorten down the time that I spend sourcing. But again, it is still a challenge to find things at a fair price and then resell for a profit because you all, I love reselling, but this is not the hobby that I'm choosing. Okay. I am doing this to eventually make money. And I want to think about some alternative options when I retire in a few years. So it's really, you know, the thing that's kind of going through my mind. Michelle agrees. She said 100%. The thing that's constantly going through my mind is how to make these systems better. And you all weigh in on the chat. What Liz Likes has a wonderful talk show. I always, if I'm not able to attend, I order her notes so I can rewatch it. I love her perspective. Um, so you all tune into her on Mondays. She comes on, I'm on Central Time. So she's at 8 o'clock Central Time. Okay. So please join her because she always spreads some gems. Always. I just got my notes in from last week, yesterday. So I'm reading those this weekend. Um, but you also have to realize that you have to give yourself permission for it not to be about doing everything perfectly, but setting your priorities, setting your time constraints, and implementing them well. Okay, implementing them well. And of course, we're going to go back to our our conversation from a few weeks ago. We talked about time management. Am I busy or am I being productive? Two totally different things. Am I busy or am I being productive? If I'm sourcing with intent and I have a time limit, a budget, I understand what I need to source for how much because I understand my audience and what that can tolerate. I'm sourcing with intention. If I'm in the wrong store, it's no need for me to continue to look around, okay? It's time for me to go somewhere else and find what I need at the price that I need. Oh, thank you, Dr. Reed, for the share. And hello. Welcome in, you guys. Welcome in. All right. So am I being productive or am I staying busy? That's the other thing that we piggyback on. Now, a lot of times, particularly as women, we don't take time for ourselves. We will run. And I'm guilty. So I'll just talk about me. I will run myself into the ground. And then my body is physically sick. That's when I recharge. That's not healthy. I'm no longer doing that. Okay. Been there, done that, got 3 or 4 t-shirts. I'm not doing that anymore. When I set my schedule, I am very now within just the past couple of weeks, y'all. So this is new. So bear with me. But I am scheduling time for me. I'm scheduling time for me. And I'll tell you one of the ways that I didn't realize that I love this, but I do. And I'm going to credit Dr. Ree for this. Dr. Ree is a family physician. And on Thursday evenings, 8:30 Central Time, she sells Korean skincare. And I've been using Clinique since I was 16, 15 years old. Okay. Y'all, I'm almost 54. Okay. That's how long I've been using Clinique. I had really bad acne. as a teenager, and Clinique worked for me. So I have never strayed away from Clinique. But as I've aged, I've realized that there was something more that I wanted for my skin because I've always had an oily T zone. And I realized that I wanted to do more for my skin to try to protect it as I aged. So I was watching Dr. Ree. She does a great job of asking you, what your goals are, what are you struggling with your skin. I swear by the products that she recommends, and that's become part of my routine. It's always been a part of my morning routine, but now my wind down is to do my skincare and enjoy it. I love it. I love putting on a mask and laying on the couch and watching mindless TV or YouTube, for 15 or 20 minutes. I absolutely love that. It's so refreshing and so relaxing to me. Yes, and I appreciate you for teaching me that, because if not, I wouldn't have taken the time to do that. It would have been a simple, you know, you're going to wash your face, you're going to apply your toner. Now I'm adding the serum and then the moisturizer. So, in between those, I put the mask on and relax some nights. And I absolutely love that. That's taking time for me and allowing me to recharge for the next day, for work, for whatnot, for all the things. And I typically will find, thank you, Liz, and I typically will find in that time I'll have an idea and have time for even reflection sometimes. Sometimes I don't. I just don't want to think about it. But other times I have reflection and it gives me kind of the wherewithal to continue my thought and my plan for the week when it comes to my business. So that's another thing, y'all. Take time to recharge, take time to settle, but make that time intentional as well. Okay. And then when we're working so hard on our business, let's think about the things, the tasks that we do that are actually revenue generating. There's some things that we do because it's cute. It may be our show aesthetic. It may be listing every single, we've talked about this, quality listings. It may be that we list every single product. How is that affecting your bottom line? Are you selling a lot from the bin? Are you more comfortable with a structured show with having your items pre-listed? I am a random puller. I will have items listed, but they're typically from before when I had items listed. So there are some things that I will list if they're maybe higher cost. I will put things in the buy now. But other than that, I'm a random puller. Now I'm thinking about what types of things I want to show so that my show is more curated. But I'm going to random pull. I'm not investing hours into listing items. That's just not who I am. Doesn't make it right or wrong. It's just not who I am. You all jump in the poll as well if you're just joining, and welcome in. And then let's talk a little bit about goal setting, you guys. Goal setting. If we're using this time on WhatNot and we're a seller, are we creating goals? Are we setting goals for ourselves? Whether it's a time goal, a consistency goal, a monetary goal, anything that we want to improve upon, we have to have data to reflect upon. Okay. I'm going to say that one more time because I just like the way it sounded. Anything that we want to improve upon, and I do this all day long, so I truly believe it. Anything that we want to improve upon, we have to have data to reflect upon. Hey, Vintage Dior, welcome in, welcome in. Y'all, for years and years and years, I'm still in the education space, but for years and years and years, I taught, I was an administrator, I was an educational consultant, all the things, okay? One of the things I would always tell my people is you have to inspect what you expect. You have to inspect what you expect. How much are we reflecting? Yes, Vintage Dior said it better than I can. There are metrics in everything. Absolutely. And we have to review them. we have to review them. Every week we have a challenge. So, my challenge for you this week and my challenge for myself this week is to find that one metric, one piece of our metrics that we are going to focus on, see where we are, set a goal, and compare next week's metrics to this week's metrics. And let's see how we do. Let's see if the intention of that makes it better. Oh, thank you so much for the tags and the shares. Okay. So it may be like, for instance, last week, I was really looking at my sell through rate. The week, which was terrible, mind you. I'll just tell you that right now. It was terrible. And I think there are a lot of factors that went into that. I still have to watch a couple of my shows. I was only able to do 2 shows, but I have to rewatch them to see exactly. I know I didn't bring the energy that I normally do. I didn't have a lot of thought into a big part of my shows, although they were random listings. I tried to think about more curation, and my sell through rate was just awful. It was absolutely awful. Um, Oh, and thank you for joining through Dr. Reed's link. I appreciate you. Hey, Mom's got the goods. Hey, friend. So, like, for instance, this week, do I have a number of items that I want to sell? One thing I am going to do from, I have a show later today, and for my shows until next Wednesday of next week, I'm going to set a number of items that I have on a tray to show. So if it's not a part of the show, I won't have it available. Sometimes, I'll say, oh, yeah, I've got that right over here. Let me find it or whatever. I'm not doing that. I'm going to set a number of items. How are you? How are you? I'm going to set a number of items, and I'm going to set a time, a max time that I'm going to be on. And I'm going to focus on the items that I have available so I can measure my sell through rate. That's my focus for this week. I'm not going to be concerned. Of course I'll look at it, but I'm not going to be concerned about, my average my order average item, my average order value. My average order value, I'm not going to be concerned with that. Um, I'm going to look at time, and I'm going to look at sell through rate. Okay. That's it this week. Am I going to source this week? I don't need to source this week. I have plenty of inventory that's just sitting up there. So I'm not sourcing this week. I'm not spending any time sourcing this week. I have my show scheduled. I may be able to do a pop up this week in addition to what I have scheduled, because next week, guess what? No, no, no surprise to any of you who know me and are on this show every week. I'm traveling the end of next week. So I'll try to be more present this week, because I know in advance I have to be less present next week. Okay? So that's what I'm inspecting this week. And I want to make sure that I have, at least my goal is to have at least a 50 to 60 sell through rate. So 50%, 50 to 60% of the items that I have available. Let's say I have 100 items on the table that I plan to show. I want to be able to sell 50 or 60 of those items. That's my goal. That's my goal. Easy peasy, okay? And Dr. Reese said that part. You don't have to source if you have plenty. That's right. That's time off of my plate that I can keep for myself and apply in other places, because at that point, it's busyness. I don't need to do it. It's busy. It's not productive. I have so much jewelry upstairs and clothing upstairs. I can have about 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 shows. So I don't need to source anything. It's just in my head that I want to source, but I don't need to source. And thank you for saying great target. I appreciate you, Vintage Dior. And Dr. Reese said, does everyone on here review their stats periodically? That's a great question. Put a Y in the chat if you review your stats. Let's say at least monthly. At least monthly. Mom's Got the Goods does, What Liz Likes does. And I love it when What Liz Likes comes and she just brings her data to you. I love that. I've learned so much from her. Dr. Ree does. You all, if you don't, you have to, unless this is a hobby. And it's okay if it is a hobby, it's perfectly fine. But if it's a business for you, and the goal for any business, right, is to earn a profit, not just have cash flow, because it's easy to think, oh, I made $300 this week on WhatNot. That's great. But how much did you spend on what you made? We've got to review those stats. We've got to review those statistics to find out where we are. So I absolutely encourage you to do that. And I will say this too. Yeah, Dr. Reed, that part. I will say this too. I think, and this is just my personal opinion, because we have, so if you've sold over 1,000 sales, then we have instant payout. Instant payout, in my opinion, can become very not confusing, but it's easy to think of that as cash flow because you see it coming in quickly. Okay. You're like, I got the show, I've created the labels, I've shipped everything, boom, there's money in my account ready to be transferred or whatever you want to do. I have a system of when I transfer that money. I don't transfer it immediately. Okay. So I look at the numbers to really understand, have I just repaid myself? Have I partially repaid myself? Or have I actually made a profit? Okay. And remember, your profit is all of your cost of goods, all of your shipping expenses, all of the ancillary things that you need to put that show on and get those items safely out the door to your buyers. Vintage Dior said, my older antique buyers always say you have to buy right to stay profitable. 100%. It's all in the sourcing. Sourcing is where you make your money. You have to be able to source well. And I'm still learning, but I'm learning the hard way. I am definitely learning the hard way. You have to be able to source well so that you can make a profit. You have to know what your buyers, what your audience is willing to spend, and you have to keep that in mind when you source. If I go out and I see an absolutely beautiful Givenchy necklace, and let's say the necklace is $1,000, with my audience that I've developed on WhatNot, I'm not going to show that and then be interested in buying that for $1,500, $2,000. That's unrealistic for me at this point. Okay. Not saying that it can't happen later, but for the quick turnaround for what I'm doing, that doesn't even fit my show aesthetics. And Mom's Got the Goods says you have to have an account that earns interest, transfer it right away, and let it sit there. I like that too. I like that too. Now, I will say this, that um, if you are a seller and you're using your payout to replenish your inventory, if you're in a situation where you don't have a lot of inventory and you're kind of turning that until you can build a profit, Mom's Got the Goods advice is very, very good, but it may not be reasonable for some people if you need that money to replenish your inventory right away. If not, I love the recommendation of putting that money in an interest bearing account and allowing it to sit there. Always let your money work for you. Y'all, there's nothing better than having, um, I like to call it mailbox money, but having a residual form of income. So, just depending on your goals and where you are, but that is an absolute excellent goal to strive for. So, for this week, for our goal setting, quantifiable goals. Instead of saying, I want to sell 25 items this week, how many items are you going to show? What is your sell through rate? What's the focus of your show going to be? All right. If you need to source, how many times do you really need to source? And what are you sourcing intentionally? What is the price point that your items need to be to get the return that you need? These are just some questions to think about. How many times have you scheduled to go live this week? How will you organize your inventory? Cut down on all of that time from show to show and have a system in place of organizing your inventory. Vintage Dior said, we always say goals have to be attainable at my job. Absolutely, no question about that. And then what Liz Like says, I get way higher interest by using that money to buy better product to make more profit. Love that thought. You can't beat 20 to 50% interest. Amen. I might drop, might drop on that one, might drop on that one. Y'all, I really highly, if you weren't in here earlier, What Liz Likes has a support show every Monday, 8 o'clock a.m. Central Time, so 9 o'clock a.m. Eastern Time. She drops the jewels every week. I really, really encourage you to jump on her show. Okay? So, everybody just think about it. What's going to be the one thing that you focus on this week? What's the one thing that you're going to focus on this week? Let's take it bite by bite. We're going to eat this elephant one bite at a time. One thing that you're going to focus on this week. Vintage Dior says, yes, I'll watch her as well. Very informative. Absolutely. She's amazing. And she is, I love her authenticity. Absolutely love her authenticity. We have already talked about sourcing smarter. These are some ways to possibly source smarter. Garage sales. Now, or I'm sorry, garage sales is one way. Estate sales is what I meant to say. Think about this, you all. Typically, what I do is I'll go to estatesales.net and I have the app on my phone. You can just access it through your browser. What Liz Like says, this week my goal is to make more this week than last week in fewer hours. And y'all, we talk about the time factor of this all the time. All the time. Let's look at how much time we're spending in totality, because that also shows us the amount of money we're actually earning per hour. Per hour. We need to know that. We absolutely need to know that. That is the goal, no question. Think about estate sales. Estate sales in my area, first of all, we haven't had several, which is so odd for it to be the summer. Usually that's a really busy estate sale time, but there have been fewer and fewer, lately. Um, and I wonder if social selling has come into play with some of that as well. But think about this with estate sales. Typically, here anyway, the first day, everything is full price. All right. If I go the first day, it's because I've seen something on the pictures in the description that I'm like, that may be worth going day one. Okay. Other than that, I'm waiting until day 2 or 3. I like day 2 more than day 3 because there's more of a selection typically on day 2 and things are typically 50% off. Sometimes in the afternoon of day 3, they're 75% off because they want to move as much as they can before the last day. All right. So think about that. Think about Facebook Marketplace. And if you find something on Facebook Marketplace, I've just started using uh, this strategy, but finding someone that you like as a seller and seeing if they have something that you like, ask them, develop a relationship with them, and see if they have more that they're willing to part with. Okay, it could be a win-win. You just never know, but you have to get out of your comfort zone and ask. Jewelry lots. I have purchased some jewelry lots on other platforms. I've had some amazing finds in my jewelry lots, but it's truly a dig for treasure. Most of it is not a great find, but some of it is. I've had situations where just 4 or 5 pieces paid for the entire lot. Okay. So that's another thing I have to get better at. Going to auctions, of course, is a great idea. I haven't done that yet, so I can't speak on it. I'm still trying to figure that out in my area. So if some of you have, drop those gems in the chat. We're here to learn from each other. All right. And remember, This is for me. I'm just talking to me, y'all. Y'all know. Not every item needs to come home with you. Just because you love it doesn't mean your buyers will love it. So don't think about it from your perspective. Think about what you're going to do with it, unless you just simply want to buy it and you want to keep it for yourself. Don't even play with the little game about, oh, my sellers will love this because I love it so much. If you want it because you love it, buy it because you love it. If you sell it, fine. But if you don't, that's on you because you loved it. You bought it because you loved it. Buy it with what your sellers, I'm sorry, what your buyers will buy from you. And hey, Jamie J, what Liz Light said, I need someone to follow me around and say that every 5 seconds. Girl, me too. Maybe we can sit on each other's shoulder and help each other out and say it. Because I have found the most amazing things. And I finally come to admit that I'm buying this for me. I'm buying this for me. After I wear it or get tired of it or something like that, then I can sell it because I don't feel like I've lost because I bought it for me, if that makes sense. Um, so good sourcing also means good quality, not just quantity. Okay. Good quality and not just quantity. Vintage Dior said, don't be afraid to move product that doesn't sell. Reduce the price and carry on. Amen to that. Let me read that one more time. I'm reading this for myself. I'm reading this for me. I have attachment issues, y'all. Just gonna be straight up. I have attachment issues. Don't be afraid to move product that doesn't sell. Reduce the price and carry on. Hey, that is so true. An absolute word. And I probably need to frame that. I need to frame that so I can keep that in front of me at all times. If it's not selling, drop that price and move on. Drop it and move on. Absolutely. I agree with that. Um, some questions, some questions that you can ask yourself sourcing. Will your item at the cost that you're paying for it make a profit? Will it make a profit? Is it unique or in demand? One or the other. But typically, you want something that people, if you're bringing something to the table that you can find anywhere, then you have to have your tribe, your crew, your core set of buyers who are willing to buy that from you. If not, and even if you have those buyers, honestly, your items really do need to be unique or a great value. And ask yourself, will my customers love it? And let me put a little caveat on that question as well. What do you have that justifies that answer? If the answer is yes, my customers will love this. Take it a little further and ask yourself why you think that. Hello, Brenda. Good morning, friend. Good morning. All right. Now, question for you all. Have you all found a specific product or even type of product that works well for you? So you know if you see it, you pick it up, you're going to sell it. Have you all kind of found what that is? Have you found that sweet spot? Put a Y in the chat if you have. And I've got to pay attention to the time because y'all know I got to shower and get ready for calls this morning. Okay. We've talked about this a little bit as well. Many resellers only focus on sales. Okay. Successful resellers focus on the number behind the sales. Okay, that kind of just loops back to what we said earlier. We have to inspect what we expect, and we absolutely have to use the data. Okay, it's not just about the cash flow, it's about the money that we're earning or the money that we need from that cash flow to reinvest into our business and make a profit. Okay, so this week, what I'm looking at is my sell through rate. Drop some things in the chat, just one thing in the chat that you specifically want to measure this week. Okay? Drop that in the chat. Now, remember, This next week, we're also facing some shipping changes. Okay. For the most part, unless we're, selling things that are larger and heavier, we're going to see a reduction in that. So remember to give yourself some grace. Okay. Sorry, my husband was calling. And understand that those changes are taking place and just be cognizant of that as we go through this week as well. All right. And then, are you listing new items this week? Do you have a goal to list new items if that is your strategy? I'm no longer listing, so you won't see me listing any items this week. Um, I'm just focusing on sell through rate and items sold. I'll probably only sell jewelry. That is going to be kind of how I can measure that sell through rate best. If I have a pop up and just need to get rid of some other things, I will look at that, but I'm measuring my jewelry sell through rate. I'm not adding any inventory this week. I'm not sourcing this week. I'm moving. This is the week to move it. This is the week to move it. I'm not going to be attached to anything this week. It is to move it, to absolutely move it, and then to just keep trying to improve to make sure that my statistics continue to improve. And Jamie J says, yes, no sourcing for me either. Yeah, I'm not sourcing this week. I'm not sourcing this week. All right, so before we conclude, everybody drop in the chat. What do you find as your biggest challenge as a reseller? Drop it in the chat. Oh, I just have about 3 questions for you, and then I promise we will get on with our day. What is your biggest challenge as a reseller? Anybody want to share? What's your biggest challenge as a reseller? I told you mine. It's that attachment value, and it's the way that I source. I have to source better, and I have to realize that, if I pay $8 for a piece of jewelry and I can't sell it for 10, it's not doing me any good just sitting in my stash. It's got to go. It's got to go. Okay? So anybody want to share their biggest challenge as a resourcer or their best sourcing tip? If you have a sourcing tip that you feel comfortable sharing, please drop it in the chat. And my third and final question will be, what do you wish that you knew when you started? What is one thing that you wish you knew when you started? Mm. Jamie J said that her biggest challenge is marketing. Jamie J, let me ask you a little bit about that. Are you talking about a specific marketing like social media? Are you talking about local marketing? Talk to us a little bit more about that, if you will. If you will. Hey, Palm Rob. Good morning. Good morning. You all, there's a poll at the top, and I will share that as we're getting some more information in the chat. As a buyer, what makes you stay in a show? 14% said low starting bids. 63% said selling style and relationship. And 25% said merchandise. That's worth thinking about as a seller. So, with our small control group today, selling style and relationships makes the biggest difference. Low start makes the least difference. Okay. And then the merchandise was right in the middle. All right. So Jamie J said mainly social media and attracting new buyers. Okay. And Jamie J, how often do you post in social media and are you on different platforms? Dr. Ree is a whiz at that, by the way. Marketing is definitely important to get people to your shows. How else do you grow? I agree. Marketing is very important. Vintage Dior said, sourcing tips for me is definitely making relationships with the true vintage collectors in the community. I love that. And you have to, you absolutely have to. My first connection that I have actually made that I felt may go somewhere was with an estate sale company. When I went in to the estate sale, it was day two. And when I went, they had a lot of jewelry. Y'all, it was just a lot of jewelry. It was nothing that I wanted to bring to the it just wasn't worth it. But I asked him, I told him what I did. I shared my little link card, y'all know that I have from Zoe's Treasures. And we are talking as he gets more estates, he's going to give me the opportunity to come in and look at things first and make an offer to buy in bulk or get what I want first. So that was a big step for me. Um, but you just got to get out of your comfort. I didn't even know the words to say, but I was like, you know what? I mean, even if it comes out just terrible, I'm at least opening my mouth. That's the most important thing. I have no shame at almost 54. Um, and Jamie J said, I don't post often, but plan to start. It's a weakness I've identified, so I'm putting things in place to change. I love that. Do you have a goal in mind of just how many times you want to start posting every week? And do it on multiple platforms. It's easy to share out. So maybe twice, three times this week and start there and see how it goes and just develop a strategy from there or the changes that you want to make from there. But just start. Just start. And Vintage Dior said, yes, they call you and put items up directly for you. Now, I can't wait to get to that stage. I cannot wait to get to that stage, but you got to open your mouth, right? And that's what I learned. Hey, Thrifty. Good morning. Good morning. You have to talk to people. Absolutely. And y'all, I'm not a shy person at all. So I don't know why I couldn't have a conversation about jewelry and spending my money to help you move stuff that you need to move anyway. I mean, the psyche is just really strange, but I digress. Mom's Got the Good says, as a plant seller, I grow a lot of inventory. It's a lot of work, but this conversation makes me happy. I'm not sourcing anything. Absolutely. You all, Mom's Got the Goods. If you if you are a plant lover, if you want to know anything about plants, if you want to start understanding how to grow plants and start with small plants to grow. Mom's Got the Goods. Y'all give her a bookmark and a follow. She is phenomenal with that. In fact, everybody follow everybody else, y'all. We're building community. So each person follow each other, okay? Vintage Dior has amazing vintage goods. Follow her, Jamie J. Beautiful, beautiful jewelry. Follow her as well. I've talked about Dr. Ree and what Liz likes. So everybody follow each other. Follow, follow, follow. Hey, grown up Goonies. Hello, hello. And Vintage Dior, ooh, great advice. Take care of your clients. Build your village one by one until your table is complete. Treat every person like they absolutely mean the world to you. That is 100% true. Absolutely true. Thank you so much, Vintage Dior, for saying that. Absolutely. Hey, everyday girl. Good morning, my friend. Good morning. Good morning. Yes, Vintage Dior, that was a word. Um, all right. All right. So, you all, we have our mission for the week. Set your one challenge, your one goal this week, and do it. It doesn't have to be perfect. We're striving for progress, not perfection. Okay. Progress, not perfection. So, let's set your goal this week and let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Check out the poll at the top. If you have not joined, please join it. But it looks like the majority of buyers, and just from our small control group, the majority of buyers stay in a show because of the selling style and relationship with the seller. So, um, Vintage Dior said, thanks for always stinking and thinking. I love you, friend. I love you, friend. So you all, let's take this time as we close out. Everybody drop their shows in the chat. Let's blow that chat up and spam it with our shows so we can support each other. Let's bookmark and follow each other. This is an amazing app because it's not just about selling. It is truly about building community. So please drop your shows in the chat. Stay away from the bad thoughts and the negative people. Say that again for the people in the back. say that again for the people in the back. Stay away from the bad thoughts and the negative people. Boundaries, friends, boundaries. They're a great thing. You have to stay positive on here. Yes, you do. There's enough negativity everywhere else that this doesn't need to be one of those things. Okay. And we're not in high school. We are adults. Let's act like them. And if you find friends that are in high school, send them on their merry way. Just send them on their merry way. Oh, vacation. Vacation, babe, tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's every day, girl. So let's bookmark her and give her a follow and a bookmark. Let me see if I can do this on here. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to bookmark as I talk. So let me bookmark that one. Vacation, babe. Gotcha. All right. Let's see. Hello, Carmel. Jamie J said thrifted bags tomorrow at 6:45 Central and Avon Central PM, right? 6:45 p.m. Central, and Avon Ray Train on Saturday at 5 p.m. Central. Awesome. Let's bookmark that one as well. Yes, PM. Okay. And Vintage Dior, if you have a show coming up, let us know when your show is. Dr. Reed will be on later tonight. Mom's Got the Goods is usually on, is it Saturday or Sunday mornings? Mom's Got the Goods. If you're still here, she does an amazing plant show and she'll sometimes have a trivia show. It's so much fun. Sundays. So bookmark Mom's Got the Goods for Sundays. Her plants are phenomenal. And anybody else before we leave? Anybody else want to drop a show? Drop it. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. All right, y'all. Mom's Got the Goods says, I missed one yesterday. Under the weather this week. Well, I hope you feel better, friend. But you have to take care of you. You have to take care of you. So I applaud you for taking that time to get better and heal. Hey, RTP, Ruby Tilda Pearl says she has $3 Holla Jewelry Show tonight. I will be there, friend. I will bookmark and be there. Ruby Tilda Pearl sells amazing jewelry. She is the statement boho friend. She is just amazing. So yes, please bookmark RTP for tonight. What Liz likes. Do you want to drop your show, Liz? I know you have one today. So please drop it in the chat and then we will prepare to raid. We will prepare to raid so I can go shower and get ready for work. Let me see if there's somebody else who has dropped anything in. Oh, I'm sorry. There are more. My chat was stuck. I'm sorry. Everyday Girl. She bookmarked those that dropped their shows. Thank you so much. You all, please continue to bookmark and follow. Vintage Dior, thank you so much, friend. And thank you for your input. I so appreciate your words of wisdom. You dropped some jewels today, friend. Okay, good. Yes. What Liz likes, followed, and bookmarked. All right, y'all. Let us, first of all, let me say what I always say. Thank each and every one of you for joining this morning. Much love to each of you. I appreciate you all. Thank you for the feedback. Thank you for the engagement. I learned so much from these shows. I enjoy hosting them, but I really do learn a lot. So I appreciate each and every one of you from the bottom of my heart. Next week, we will be here Wednesday morning instead of Thursday morning, our normal time. I'll be traveling next Wednesday. I get to spend some time with my girl RTP. So I'll be traveling next week, but I'll be here Wednesday. So we are good to go. Uh, you missed everything. It's on YouTube. You can rewatch it on YouTube. Catches by Kathy when it processes. Hey, Savvy D. Watch it on YouTube. Catches by Kathy. Catches by Kathy. All one word on YouTube. It'll take a little while to process, but unless something happened, it'll be there. I get to see my girl Savvy D this week too. Or next week rather. Everyday Girl said, okay, perfect. All right, y'all. So make sure you check it out on YouTube, the tube of you. Let's find somebody to follow. Let me see who is on. Uh, see who we haven't gone on to in a while. Uh-oh. Let me see. Let me see if these nails will let me type. Hmm. Okay. I'm trying to. Is Zoe's Treasures not on today? Hold on one second, y'all. Give me just a second. Talk amongst yourselves. Talk amongst yourselves. Let me just look for 1 second. Minimize it on here. Let me see who I can find that's actually on. Oh, it's Thursday, not Wednesday. That's what it is. I'm sorry. It's Thursday. I've got my days mixed up because of when we're usually on. Okay. Let me see. Hold on, guys. Don't leave me yet. Don't leave me yet. I promise we're going to find somebody to raid. I'm so confused because I'm not on my normal day. So let me go back in, find somebody to raid. Everybody, make sure you're checking your WhatNot shipping changes. That should happen tomorrow. Oh, okay. Is that Signy77? Let me go to her. Create raid. Signy. Okay, here we go. She's got 6 people in there, y'all. When you get in there, let's drop elephants in the chat, if you will, and let's go. I appreciate you. Mwah, mwah. Much love. Have a great day, and I will see you all soon. Here we go.